Hi everyone, it's Joy from the Denver, Colorado area here in the United States. And for this 12 Days of Christmas video, I thought that I would do just a quick little face-to-face introduction. Since this is a Christmas themed event, I thought it would be appropriate to sit here and do my introduction in front of my Christmas tree. I'm very excited to show you my project, which is a candy bar wrapper, and it slides in and out of a little box. So please stay tuned and we will get ready to do the over the table portion of this video. Hi everyone, it's Joy. I'm an independent demonstrator from the Denver, Colorado area here in the United States, and I am very happy to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas video for you. My day is number 7, so you should stick around to see my interpretation of the day 7 of the 12 Days of Christmas Carol. I'm going to be using the Stars Are Shining stamp set. It is in the mini catalog, the July to December 2021 one, and it has these great stamps. It has these stars that coordinate with a punch that is part of a bundle. So you can see the bundle a little bit better in the back. Here is the punch that comes as part of the bundle. I'm not going to be using the bundle today, but at the end of my video, I will be showing you some samples that I have previously made with this punch. This stamp set and bundle is on the last chance list, so if you would like these stamps or the bundle with together with the punch, then make sure that you order it from the demonstrator that invited you to this group as soon as possible so that it doesn't run out before you get yours. Let's bring in my project. I am making a candy bar slider. So the candy bar slides in and out, and it's also a card. And in my design, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shining ornaments. So my take on the 7 days of Christmas is 7 shining ornaments with 7 glistening bows. Let's move things aside and start bringing in the pieces to make this project. I have used one of these Godiva bars for my project, and to make my pattern I took a piece of copy paper and I measured and took a pencil and marked all the way across so that it is even with my candy bar. And then I started wrapping this paper around my candy bar box. So I took it and then I creased it, and then I brought it around this way and I creased it, and then I came over here and I marked it with a pencil so that that would tell me what size I needed to make for my candy bar. Now I will have the measurements at the end of this video, but depending on the size of candy bar that you're using, you might need to adjust your pattern. First off, I took a piece of the Highland Heather cardstock and I cut it at 10 5/8 inches and 6 inches. And then I came through and I scored it at 3/8 of an inch, and then at 3.5 inches, and then at 3 7/8 of an inch. And then I needed to move my arm out on my paper trimmer. and I scored it at 7 inches, 7 3/8 inches, and then that was what I needed to make my cover and card for my candy bar. Now I also needed some tear and tape. So the tear and tape is really fun. You don't need scissors. You can just lay it down and then tear it off. So I laid that right against that crease for my 3/8 inch mark. Let me bring in a bone folder so we can make some hard creases on this. Now, I want to punch a hole using the detailed trio punch. And for this one, I punched it on the opposite side of where I really wanted it. So I'm going to try to do it right this time. So then I'm going to line this up so that it will be even, and put this in my punch and kind of eyeball it to make sure that it is in the middle. And now I can attach this to the rest of my cover. So I'm going to carefully line these up. So that it makes a nice little box cover. Try to make sure yours doesn't get off too far. Mine is just slightly off, but you know, I'm not going to worry about it because the person who gets this is going to love it just the same. Now I have a piece of this Highland Heather grosgrain ribbon. It's 1/2 inches wide, or 1.3 centimeters, I think is what it is. And I'm going to thread this through both of these holes. And kind of get this even. This ribbon has such a pretty shimmer to it. Now you want to take your candy bar and put this inside your cover, making sure that one end of your ribbon is on top and one is on the bottom, because you're going to slide this in, and this is all going to slide down together. Make sure it doesn't disappear on you, and keep your ends kind of together here as it slides in. Kind of adjust it a little bit as you go along. So now we're making sure this is relatively even. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to trim it. And then we're going to take some of the Simply Elegant gold trim. It comes in a package with gold and silver. And we're going to take approximately 6 inches of this and approximately 18 inches of the Highland Heather ribbon for this particular candy bar slider box. And we're just going to tie that around that ribbon, tying it in the front and then flipping it over and tying it in the back and flipping it over one more time and tying it in the front again, because we do not want that to come loose. Now we have that part of our box, and yay, I did make it to where it comes out on the right side. And if you hold your box like so, it will easily slide in and out. Now that we have our box made, let's bring in the rest of our pieces. First, I need some scratch paper, and I need a piece cut to fit the front of our card part of our box, and a piece that is the same size that we will stamp the inside. Now I have a sample that I'm going to use so that I know where my string placement needs to be. This stamp set has a string with a bow on the end. Now we don't need that bow on the end because we are going to make our own little gold bows. So I'm just going to use the opposite end and some basic gray ink. And I'm going to stamp 7 of those strings. And they're not going to be the same distance apart because our ornaments are different sizes. Now that I have my strings for my ornaments stamped, I can go ahead and start stamping my ornaments. I'm using Gorgeous Grape and this ornament from this set. And the clear photopolymer stamps make it really easy to see through and know where you're stamping. Now I need some of the Bermuda Bay and this little round ornament. And let's see, I need more Bermuda Bay and this ornament that looks kind of this. I love the look of these ornaments because they look very old-fashioned. So I stamped off, let me do that again. I stamped off, and then I'm stamping because I want a different shade there. And lastly, I need 2 of the Highland Heather ornaments. And these long skinny ones. So there we have it. Now all I need is some of these little kind of stars here. Stars, twinklies, whatever you want to call them, and some Pool Party ink. I'm going to stamp one here. And then without inking, I'm going to stamp another one up here. And then I'm going to stamp one up here. And then another one. And then one here. And one here. Just kind of carry on like this. So that gives it just a little extra touch. Now I'm going to layer this onto a piece of Bermuda Bay. I'm doing a skinny border around this piece. And I think I can go ahead and attach that onto the front of my candy bar slider holder. Now we can work on the sentiment part of this. I use the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. This has become one of my favorite punches. And I need a piece of basic white that is for the 1/2 inch channel on this punch. And then I need a piece of Gorgeous Grape that is 3/4 of an inch for the middle channel of this punch. I'm going to punch this one with the fancy top. Turning it over to make sure it's where I want it. And then on the Gorgeous Grape, I'm going to go on the opposite side. Again, turning it over to make sure it punches where I want it. Now I need the Bermuda Bay ink again and the Be Merry and Bright stamp. And I'm going to stamp this right on this piece. And close up my ink pad. And I can attach these two pieces together. And this can be trimmed off a little bit. So let's get my paper snips here. Give this a little trim. And some dimensionals. We can attach this right on here, lining it up with that basic white layer. Now all we need is the little gold bows. So I've gone ahead and tied all these little bows and attached them to glue dots. And now we can put these right there at the top of our ornaments. Seven gold glistening bows to go on our 7 shining ornaments for day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas. And we can go ahead and give these, make sure this is really tight around here. Go ahead and trim off your ribbon and trim your gold trim. So again, showing you how this slides in and out. Now all we need to do is stamp our inside piece. So here's another piece of the basic white and the Highland Heather ink pad. And this cluster of stars, like I said, it fits the punch here. So you could stamp it and then punch it out, but that's not what I want to do. I'm going to just stamp it directly on the paper. And then I'm going to bring in some Bermuda Bay again and the Celebrate the Wonder stamp from this set. I'm using almost all of the stamps to make this project from this set. Now we just need to attach that to the inside of the card part of our slider candy bar holder. And I shouldn't have done any glue right there in the middle because we need that to slide. So I'm going to rub some of that off. You could also take some like anti-static powder, an adhesive remover, anything like that would work so that I don't have any adhesive right there in the middle so that it will still slide. And of course I've gotten it right here. So I'll take care of that with an adhesive eraser before I give this away. There we have. That is our sliding candy bar holder. It does work best if you hold it together like this to slide it in and out. And I promised you that I would show you a couple of cards that I made with this Stars Are Shining stamp set and the Shining Stars. I'll have to double check the name of the punch and put that in a text box on this video. Be sure to order this before the end of the month and maybe even sooner than that because it might run out in your area. Order this last chance item or bundle from the demonstrator that invited you to this 12 Days of Christmas event. Here are the two cards that I made for previous projects using the bundle. I just cut out one of the stars for this one and stamped the rest. And on this one, I stamped and cut out all of the stars on the Very Vanilla, and then I cut out gold foil stars with this punch. So this is a great bundle to get if you're a big fan of stars like I am. Thanks for watching my video. Until next time, bye.